Welcome to Unusual Radio, everyone. I'm here with my boy Noah.
What's up?
We about to start this stream.
Confirmation that it's streaming yet.
Okay, well, I'll just wait then.
Okay, now it's streaming because that little green light's at the bottom.
Okay, now.
Go ahead and give the intro.
Welcome everyone to Unusual Radio. I'm here with my boy Noah.
What's up?
And we're going to be talking about a bunch of subjects today. To everyone who's tuning in, thank you for tuning in. We're just going to kick it right off, right?
Man, appreciate it.
Yeah, we appreciate that stuff. Yeah.
All right. So, last week was a little interesting. We, it was very, very low budget, very indie, But as you can see, we've stepped our game up. It still looks like shit, but, it's better. It's better. It's an improvement. So we're getting there. And our guest this week is none other than.
Let me shout out the stuff first.
Shout out all the merchants.
All right, so to everyone who doesn't know, we have Unusual Clothing.
Do you want the pizza? I can just hand you the pizza.
Thanks. Excuse me. We have Unusual Clothing. These niggas last week were getting on my ass because they didn't bring shit to show y'all. So I have this shirt right here, Bomb Tee. This shit over here, fucking Samurai. Shit, it's two-sided. Let me turn it around. It just has an alternate design on the back. But yeah, that's just some of our stuff. Want to shout out my boy Nathan. So
we appreciate
that. We appreciate you. We appreciate the beats. We appreciate all the work that you put into this.
Let it just be known that we appreciate people who aren't here, even if,
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing goes unappreciated.
Exactly.
But, yeah, these are just a few designs, Gabe's got a whole book full of them.
Yeah.
Working on it.
I've been working. Yeah.
Getting everything together.
We're about to put some shit together.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Releasing a whole fucking line in a couple months, like 3 months.
Yeah, just in time for summer too.
Yeah.
But yeah.
We also have Carter, who is working on an album. I'm pretty sure they can hear you whispering with that. Yeah, we got Carter working on the album, so when that drops, I don't know if he has like a specific date. But
you want more?
Just fucking guess. There'll be singles along the way though. So
he's releasing singles, so y'all check that out. I guess SoundCloud. What's your SoundCloud?
Just Carter.
Just Carter on SoundCloud. So peep that shit. He's got a lot of music on there already. So go give it a listen. This man's on the grind, doing what he does. So yeah.
Doing the do.
Yeah, Mason.
All right, Mason, are you ready? You got your shit together?
Ready.
All right.
He's not ready. He's not ready.
Please give a warm, wet welcome to our second guest of the Unusual Radio podcast.
You don't.
Where are you going?
They can see your shadow. It's no secret.
You're so bad, dude. You're bad. You're bad. Let's give a warm, wet welcome to our boy Mason Wright.
Woo! Everybody clap. Everybody clap. He's still alive.
Reverse spotlight.
There you go. That's for you.
You got gifts. We bear gifts.
What the hell does that? Can
So,
you show that off
what's
again?
up? What's been going on in your life?
Space Invaders, everybody. Love it.
Ooh.
Classic game.
How you been?
How you been?
How you doing, bro?
How you been holding up?
I've been chilling. I have
Holding
to
up good?
keep on the grind, you know what I'm saying?
Staying out of trouble?
Absolutely.
DUI.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I'm sorry. We
All right.
have
I got a lot of inside shit going on here right now.
Okay.
So we're kicking off with the topics.
Our first topic that I wanted to talk about today.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Fucking chill. Oh my god.
Are you done?
It's him.
He's not doing anything.
He's making me laugh.
This isn't a fucking classroom presentation. This is a fucking podcast.
Oh,
He's
it's mom and
looking
dad
at
right
me.
there.
God.
Anyway, our
So
first
bad.
our first topic that we want to talk about today is the movie that just came out this weekend, Black Panther.
Oh my god.
It was me and Alex went to go see it Thursday night, and
I can't really talk about this. This is
I-
all you.
you can still talk about it.
I haven't
I'm not
seen
going to
it.
spoil anything.
I mean, I was really hyped
I just
for it.
wanted to talk about the movie in
I'm sure
general,
I'm
like
for it.
the movement behind it. But it was. I went into this movie expecting a Marvel movie, you know, a normal action superhero movie with 90% black cast. You know, I thought it was going to mix it up a little bit, and it did. It delivered on all levels, and I was really impressed with the art design. I was really impressed with the soundtrack, the way the music flowed from scene to scene. Helped a lot in the presentation. Like it puts you there. Like, and the characters in it too. Like I feel like whenever Civil War came out, Captain America: Civil War, the big characters that everybody talked about was Spider-Man and T'Challa. Yeah, those were the big breakout characters because they were new and they had really like badass action scenes. So ever since Civil War, everybody's pushed for Black Panther. They're like the hype behind this movie is unreal, and Chadwick Boseman, the guy who plays Black Panther, he also played in 42, Get On Up, Marshall. He's played all these amazing historical characters, and now he gets to play a superhero. I watched an interview the other day where he talked about how getting to play a superhero that you've grown up reading comic books about, you feel like a kid in a candy store. Like it's an unreal experience that cannot be fathomed with words. And the whole cast and the director Ryan Coogler, who did Creed and Fruitvale Station, all three of these movies that he's done have had Michael B. Jordan in it, and we'll get into that in a minute. But overall, I was very impressed with the movie. It's up in my top 10s right now. Like it's up there with Winter Soldier and Civil War and all those movies. But if you had doubts going to see this movie, you should erase those immediately and just give this movie a shot because it will not fail you. It is beyond comprehension. The amount of detail, the amount of culture, and the amount of love that's put into it, and it's a totally different story from all the other Marvel movies. It's very based around home. And I feel like T'Challa as a character, in Civil War, his dad died, T'Chaka. He was the last Black Panther. And, it's just thrust upon him for T'Challa to be the king that his people need him to be. And I feel like I don't want to say a lot of them, but I've seen a lot of superhero movies that have really pushed the envelope on like, there's a good guy. He goes after the bad guy. There's a scene that has a compromise between the two, and that's your whole movie. I don't want to say any names, but Justice League, it sucked. It was boring to watch.
Justice League was shit.
But
I was
you-
sick in the theater.
Steppenwolf was the worst.
Worst CGI I've ever seen.
Worst CGI.
He had no drive, no motivation whatsoever.
The thing that made me most upset
It
is
was
I'm a big
worse
bat.
It was almost as bad as Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Suicide Squad
Like-
was bad too. But I'm a big Batman fan. So to see and Ben Affleck, I was kind of wary of him. I think he did pretty good in Batman vs Superman, but I'm still curious to see how far he can go and
I don't think he
stand
was
alone.
that good.
I don't think he's
better than Batman.
personally my
versus
favorite is Christian Bale. I think Christian Bale.
Oh,
is
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, but anyways, so I feel like they made him completely the bitch of the movie because he
Oh,
seemed
yeah.
like a total.
I hated that.
They
Oh my
The whole
god.
thing seemed like the Justice League was nothing without Superman, and then Superman comes in and everybody kicks ass. Everybody, the Steppenwolf gets defeated, everybody wins. Like
It was
Superman's not that good. Like,
it was even
I
worse
get
than
it,
that.
it's
Really,
like-
like I mean, like everyone else still like. Of course, like it was like they were like nothing without Superman, but like at the same time, like they were like everyone else was like still doing stuff.
Yeah.
So like he was the only one who couldn't do shit.
Yeah.
He got his ass kicked the whole fucking movie.
It really toned down. Like if they would have gone the characterization they did with Bruce Wayne, like that they did in Justice League first, before they did Batman vs Superman, I would have had much respect for his character. But the way that he was set up in Batman vs Superman was,
He was such a fucking bitch.
I just thought like in Batman vs Superman, it played.
Oh, shut up and act like you're part of the podcast.
Shitty ass guys. You know that, right?
He's throwing things at me and he's making me laugh. You want me to
Alex, you know, I love you, man, but if this keeps happening, I'm gonna have to ask you to turn around and face the wall because he just can't handle it.
No, it's not. It's not
He
the
can't
shit.
handle it.
I mean, at least,
It's nothing against you. He just can't handle it.
at least something's happening other than just us talking. I mean, just us talking.
What's the fucking podcast, dude?
I mean, but we got.
Have you ever watched the fucking podcast?
All right. Anyway,
Yes.
anyway.
Oh my god.
Black Panther, great movie. Go watch it. It's in theaters. It came out today. Well, last night technically, but you know it's out today worldwide. I think the goal that Ryan Coogler, or basically like the movie statistic people, they set up was the box office opening for this movie was 170 million, just on the first couple days. That is insane. And like I think it didn't even. I know it had a big budget, but it was like 170 million. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to remember what like Ant-Man had. I think Ant-Man had like way lower than that.
Ant-Man was alright, but it was a lot better.
I think
I liked
Ant-Man was a
Ant-Man.
low-budget movie.
I liked
It was
Ant-Man.
Well,
good.
it was good enough to make a sequel.
Yeah, and I'm excited for that too. But Michael B. Jordan as the bad guy, I think his characterization in this movie is unlike anything we've ever seen in the MCU. He, as a villain, in my personal opinion, he's up there with Loki and Bucky in Winter Soldier. Because he's not like Ronan, and he's not like the dude from Ant-Man. See, I don't even remember his name. He's so irrelevant. They're forgettable villains. But Michael B. Jordan, when you watch this movie, and Alice can vouch for me, you kind of like feel with him because you're like damn, like he actually has a drive. He actually has a reason to do this. Everybody else is just doing it to be bad. But Eric Killmonger, you know, if you don't know his backstory from the comics, basically Eric Killmonger was he was a villain in the comic books, and he got his name Killmonger from the SEALs, the Navy SEALs, or that's what they say in the movie. In the comics, it's a little different. But in the movie, he, you know, without spoilers, you know, do you see in the trailer where he has like all the dots on him? Like
Those
when he
all
takes his
mean
shirt off?
things.
Yeah, those are like tally marks, which I didn't know that. I thought that is an actual African ritual that they do, where it's kind of like a branding, but it is an actual. I thought it was meant towards the actual ritual, but it's actually like a tally mark system that he put on his own body. And for every kill he got, he branded himself with a dot. And when you see him take his shirt off in the movie, you're like, holy shit, that's a lot of kills. And just right from the get-go, you know, he's more of a modern villain than anything, the way I thought of it. He's very in your face, but like at the same time, he also has this inner conflict with himself. And, you know, sometimes, you know, I was watching the movie, and sometimes I would be like, I don't really want this guy to fail in what he's doing. I don't want him to, like, screw up, because, I mean, when you watch the movie, you find out his purpose actually has meaning to it, and actually has a background. But I thought he's up there with my top 3 bad guys. Top 5.
I'm excited to see how Thanos does. In Infinity War,
Yeah.
how Josh Brolin
Yeah.
does the Thanos. That's
Yeah.
exciting.
I think the whole world is waiting for that.
Because, I mean, this is what everything has led up to. This is
Ever
what
since
all,
2008.
Yeah, all the movies ever since Iron Man.
17 movies. 17
Ridiculous.
movies so far. Every single one has little tidbits of, you know, ever
Of
since.
Infinity
They're like
War.
slowly building it up.
Yeah, they've been
It's
building
like,
it up.
Yeah.
like the moment.
They've been building up the Avengers and then the Avengers to Infinity War. And
Ever
it's just
since that after credit scene, for me, like I remember, I think it was Avengers, where the one where they first showed Thanos and he's like really purple.
Yeah,
He's like sitting in the chair and he like
just
turns
turns.
around, and the dude, the minion, I I think it was the Avengers, but it was like the guy little minion dude who gives Loki the T'Challa army.
Yeah.
He's talking to Thanos and he says something about courting death, and I was like, who is this? Like, what is this? Now, I wasn't really big into the comics back then, but since then I've grown to read more into it and research it. And first time I saw Thanos, I was like, wow, like I wonder when he's gonna be in a movie. But little did I know that like that moment would be like 8 years later, like when I'm 18, going on 19. So it's crazy. It's great. It's kind of like the people who grew up with Star Wars. Back in '77, people who grew up watching those movies in the '80s and '90s, like waiting for those movies to come out. Granted, those movies came out in longer periods. Like I think New Hope came out in '77,
and then '80 was Empire Strikes Back, and then '84, I think.
Yeah. So there was a big gap between these movies. That's a long time to wait.
But like here, it's like there's one like
Yeah.
every year, or there's like at least 2 or 3 every year.
They stepped it up. It used to be
sure.
like one a year. Like Iron Man came out, and the next year,
And even Doctor Strange was like a big,
No,
a big surprise.
2 came out the first year they started it. It was Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton, and then the Iron Man movie.
I was just gonna say that. Like, I wish they had made a better Hulk, because
Nah.
Incredible Hulk was supposed to tie
The
it.
first
in.
2 Iron Mans were pretty good. Like,
Yeah.
they like.
I don't think I have a Marvel movie that in the MCU that I dislike.
Well, the Incredible Hulk's in the MCU. It's because Robert Downey Jr. and Tony Stark shows up at the end of that one.
Yeah.
But I wish they had made a better one. You know what I'm saying?
There's a few Marvel movies I've skipped. You know what I mean? But
I didn't watch all the Iron Man movies.
yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I've been watching, I hadn't seen Thor: The Dark World.
Thor: The Dark World's
I haven't watched any of the Thor ones, to be honest.
Really?
didn't
I
watch
watched the
Thor: The
first
Dark World's
Thor.
The fourth Star was god awful.
I don't like
The
the
first
first
It had
one.
all this.
Like,
Okay,
it's bad.
if you don't know what Dutch angles are in film, it's basically when the camera is turned at an angle and it's filmed from this angle. And it's kind of weird. Like a lot of indie movies use it, but when the first Thor came out, there was a lot of Dutch angles in it. That's one of the reasons why people didn't like it. It's because every shot in that movie, it's not a straight scene. It's tilted to the side. So you're looking at these characters and they're it's kind of gives you a headache when you watch it. But recently, building from the hype for Black Panther, because I've been waiting for this movie ever since Civil War.
Yeah.
I was like, I want to see more of T'Challa, and ever since then, I think I texted y'all a while back ago. I was like, I've been watching the hell out of Marvel movies. I put in, it's been a span of 2 weeks, but I probably put in 6 Marvel movies that I haven't seen. I had never seen Iron Man 3. I had never seen Thor: The Dark World.
Thor: The Dark World has one of the Infinity Stones in it. It sets
Yeah,
up
the Reality Stone,
Yeah.
the red one.
It sets up.
It's got the Dark Elves in it and stuff. But it's pretty good. I hadn't seen Ant-Man. I haven't seen the original Captain America, which is sad, but I saw tidbits of it, when it was on TV, but I never watched it all the way through. So
I like the original one better. I know the Winter Soldier's pretty good, but I like.
See, I like the Winter Soldier. I like
I like
that spy element that they add to. I felt like Captain America was a good hero movie, but it's the same scenario with Black Panther. It's different. It's not your stereotypical good guy fights the bad guy. There's a compromise, cliffhanger, maybe. I don't know, but it adds more flair to the character too. And we all know there's going to be a second Black Panther, no doubt.
Yeah, no way.
But basically, all the people that are asking right now, which leads us into our next topic, everybody's asking what happens after Infinity War Part 1 and 2, Avengers 3 and 4. What happens after those? I mean, we've obviously got a Captain Marvel movie coming in 2019, played by Brie Larson. Very excited for that movie. And then you got Ant-Man and the Wasp that comes out this year. You got Deadpool 2, which is not a part of the cinematic universe, but everybody's gonna go see that because Deadpool.
And speaking of Deadpool, as Deadpool is kind of a transition into that, there's also a new X-Men movie coming out. It's,
Dark Phoenix.
Yeah,
Dark Phoenix.
that's with a whole new.
See, a
X-Men
lot of people
cast. That's
forgot
exciting.
about that.
That's gonna be exciting because they got a whole younger cast. And, I don't know. X-Men: Days of Future Past
Dude,
was alright.
What about that X-Men movie where they're like, it's like supposed to be like some kind of like thriller kind of, and it's talking about like the fucking.
Oh, the New Mutants.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
supposed to be a horror movie.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be scary.
Hey, let me ask.
I can't.
It's okay. The reason it's given such a thriller / scary rated R vibe is because the mutants in this movie are in a psych ward. They're in an insane asylum, and they're just discovering their powers. And discovering those powers, if you haven't read the comics, can be kind of scary. Like some of the things that they have to go through, and some of the things that they see. So there's a lot of like mystery behind it because it's like, how did they set up a scary X-Men movie?
I really want to see how they're gonna play that out.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna go see it.
I'm gonna go see it too.
Like I have no reason not to go see it or any other movies that come out like with the Marvel brand on it. A lot of people are hating on Venom right now just because the teaser trailer, the teaser trailer that they got, people are complaining because it did not show Venom himself in the symbiote. But
I'm glad it
I kind of like it.
yeah, it's
It's like
like
a mystery.
Exactly.
and that's the thing. You know, we got that with Batman vs Superman. You know, they released the trailer, they spoiled. You know,
It spoiled like the whole movie.
Doomsday. They
Yeah.
spoiled Doomsday, and everybody was pissed. And so I think what Sony's doing with Venom is it's the right thing to do. It might not be what everybody wants, but it's the right thing to do for the type of movie that they're creating. Because you got to keep in mind, this is going to be a rated R, scary / horror movie of a supervillain, which we've never seen before. I mean, we got Deadpool, but he's like an anti-hero. There's nothing scary about it.
I don't
So
understand. Like, it doesn't make any sense because with all movies, they like when they release like the first teaser trailer, it's never gonna show like the best like parts of the movie. Like when it's closer to when the movie comes out, they're definitely gonna probably show Venom
yeah,
and like
that's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
it's a teaser trailer. You're not supposed to get the whole story. You're
supposed
you're
to get a little
supposed to
taste.
get teased.
Exactly.
It's a little taste.
You're supposed to be caught
the
on
tip.
for more.
Yeah, just the tip.
Just the tip.
Yeah, but
You're working half shaft and full shaft.
No, let me ask. Do you think Black Panther 2 is gonna live up to Black Panther 1?
It
Like
depends.
since you've
I
seen
think
the
it
movie.
will.
It depends on how.
If you were there last night with me and Alex,
You would have been
I,
hyped.
I've never seen a more verbal audience. Maybe in Star Wars because it's Star Wars, but like I saw, yeah, like it was just in the moments where like, you know, something cool would happen. They would be like, oh yeah, or like when they saw Yoda in The Last Jedi, everybody was flipping out, and then they would get quiet. But this movie, there was a guy sitting next to me, and this guy was cracking me and Alex up. But like
Wait, which guy?
the
The guy in
actress,
white
the
pants.
guy wearing all white with
Oh,
the
yeah.
gold sneakers, who was like jumping over the rail. There's an actress in the movie, and she's well known for her Star Wars role. She plays Maz Kanata. I think her name is Lupita Nyong'o, something like that.
Mhm.
Yeah, Lupita Nyong'o. And
She's in 12 Years a Slave.
yeah. She plays T'Challa's lover, like past lover, former lover,
She's hot.
that type of character. Yeah, she's very attractive. And the guy next to me, every scene that was shown with her wearing a dress or something that she looked banging in, this man would literally like, I thought he was gonna have a conniption fit in his chair. Like, first of all, he was sitting like this. You know, he was like, you know, laid back in the theater, and then every time we come on, he'd be like, damn. And then, like, random moments in the movie, he would get up and jump over the rail and run out, and then come back, like, 5 seconds later, jump back over the rail, and back to stage one, you know? Like, it was just, it cracked me up.
Can't
And
take
then-
this man anywhere.
and then here's the best part of watching that movie last night. So the trailer, the credits are rolling for the movie, it's over. You know, everybody's waiting for the after credit scene that Marvel is famous for. And while we're sitting there, I'm talking to Alex. You know, like I'm ready to go home and go to sleep. I'm tired, and then we're waiting for the after credit scene. And this guy, I swear on my life, he's wearing a cut-off black leather sleeveless vest with no shirt under it, like pecs and nipples fully out, and he's wearing, I think he was wearing like black cargo pants with like combat boots, and like I swear he had like fur suspenders on, but he had the suspenders off, so they were hanging off of his ass, but it looked like a fur pelt. He gets up.
He looks like Michael B. Jordan. Like,
Yeah, he looks like Michael B. Jordan. Well, he was bald though,
Sure.
but he looked like him. He looked like he was a mercenary. He gets up and he goes, "Wakanda forever!" And like everybody's just like, "Dude, chill out. Like, come on, man." And then like they get up and leave. They don't even stay for the rest of the after credit scene. But
I think that was all about black supremacy.
yeah, it was a treat. It was definitely a treat to see that. But back on subject with Phase 4. If you don't know, the Marvel Cinematic Universe is broken up into phases. I think Iron Man, Incredible Hulk, Thor, Captain America, and the first Avengers was Phase 1. And those came in like years 2008 to 2012. Then Phase 2 was Winter Soldier, the first Guardians movie, Civil War.
No, Civil War was Phase 3. Civil War came like way.
Yeah, that was the start of Phase 3. That was 2016.
I think Age of Ultron might.
Yeah, Age of
Phase
Ultron.
2 or
Age
Phase
of Ultron was in there. Thor: The Dark World was in
Iron
there.
Man 3, I think, was Phase 2 as well.
Yeah, they break up in sections, and we're currently in Phase 3 right now, and we've gotten 2 movies out of Phase 3.
What was it, Black Panther?
Black Panther, Civil War.
Civil War.
And Thor Ragnarok too. I forgot about that one.
And Guardians of the Galaxy 2? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty
So we're 4 movies in.
good.
So we've got Avengers: Infinity War Part 1, Avengers: Infinity War Part 2, Ant-Man and the Wasp, and I think the start of Phase 4 is Captain Marvel.
And like honestly, like Phase 4, like where the hell do you take it from there? Because supposedly somebody big is supposed to die in Infinity War. That's what everybody's saying. And like, where do you go after Thanos? I don't know. I want to know who's gonna be the next big villain. Like at the same, like part of me is like has all these questions about Phase 4 and how they're gonna do it, and what's gonna happen. But at the same time, like the other part of me is just like, shut the hell up. Just enjoy Infinity War. Watch Infinity War. See what happens. You know, see what they want to do. See where they want to take it. I'm excited that Spider-Man's gonna be in the Avengers.
Yeah.
'Cause
That was
love,
another one that was in there with Spider-Man: Homecoming.
That's Phase
That was
3.
Phase 3.
I love Tom Holland as Spider-Man. I think he's the best Spider-Man so far.
Yeah,
Really
definitely,
good.
definitely. It's definitely more.
I think they
common.
finally got it down to like
Yeah.
where they wanted.
Yeah.
I'm tired of origin
He's
stories.
younger. He's
Exactly.
funnier. He's Spider-Man.
I'm so sick of these old ass dudes playing fucking Spider-Man.
Tobey Maguire
He was good.
was
for, like,
supposed
the
to
time.
play. Oh, I love Tobey Maguire. I love those movies because I grew up watching them.
Yeah.
It's hard not to dislike them, but you watch it now and you're like, this guy's playing a high schooler, but he looks like
He's like 20 something.
like 20 in his mid-20s. It's crazy. And then Andrew Garfield.
Andrew, that was just a hot ass mess. I didn't like him at all.
I-
It was hard. The second one was
I
alright.
like
didn't
the
really
only things I can take from those movies. I like Gwen Stacy's character,
Yeah,
that relationship that they
Yeah.
have.
I
I
like
love that, and it was heartbreaking to see her die in that last scene. That was rough to watch, where she breaks her neck from the
Mhm.
fall from the bell tower,
No, he catches her, but like her head hits the fucking
Yeah,
concrete.
and like also her back like contorts like that. And you,
Yeah.
you just gotta be like, there's no way she survived that, but she did. Spoiler alert.
Dude. So like, I hated the fact that like they tried to give like Andrew Garfield like his fucking like skater fucking aesthetic.
yeah.
I was like, it was so fucking
Yeah.
cringy.
They
It was
gave
so
him
bad.
they gave him the edgy tip. They gave him the edgy tip, and I liked the Gwen Stacy relationship with him. I also liked the bad guys, and I thought the bad guys were pretty
I
cool.
thought Jimmy Fox was.
The,
I like
I
Wizard-
didn't like that movie at all.
I like the
You didn't like
lizard.
the
I thought the lizard.
I thought the lizard was pretty good.
The lizard was my favorite because that
It was
was always been one of my favorite Spider-Man villains was the lizard because I don't know I like
Have you played the video games involving that asshole?
No.
Man, he's the most dickhead boss to fight ever.
I bet those
Like,
games, the bosses in the Spider-Man games were hard as hell.
the Rhino was the worst one ever. Rhino.
Yeah. Oh, he was in Amazing
He's a
Spider-Man
badass
2.
villain.
Yeah, honestly,
Yeah.
I don't
He
like.
was at the end of
Spider-Man 2.
Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing I didn't like about it. They were supposed to set up this whole Sinister Six thing with Andrew Garfield's character. He was supposed to
it just
battle,
didn't work
and
out.
it didn't work
It didn't
out.
fall through.
I wanna
And
see
that's
Tom
when
Holland fight
That's
the
when they
Sinister
rebooted with Tom Holland.
I want to see Tom Holland
'Cause-
fight them. Honestly,
Because
that would be amazing.
Marvel Studios bought the rights to Spider-Man because they wanted to fit him into the Avengers.
I feel like the reason why like the Tom Holland like Spider-Man like resonated with, I feel like why it resonated with so many people. Like you saw like his mistakes and everything. Like you saw like how he got fucked up in that movie, literally
He did. He really
so
did.
many times. He was so bad and like
Mhm.
clumsy and shit.
Yeah, I think that shows a lot about his character. Though. That's something that I wanted to happen.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
always been Spider-Man. You remember in Spider-Man 3, he got beat the shit out of by Sandman.
yeah.
The whole
Yeah.
time, the whole last hour was just Spider-Man.
Have you
beating his
seen
ass.
Have you seen it though?
Have I seen the newer Spider-Man?
Yeah.
No, I
It's
haven't.
it's even worse than that.
He gets like he
He literally gets crushed by like fucking steel beams, and then at the end, like when he's like in the sky with fucking Vulture, and like he's like ripping him to fucking shreds, literally.
yeah.
And they're on the fucking beach, and there's a crash fucking plane on the beach.
And then when he's following the van, he gets the vulture picks him up and then drops him like all the way in the water from like.
Yeah.
It's like
He gets fucked up so many times in that movie.
And I think the reason I wanted this to happen because I want Spider-Man to, because in the comics Spider-Man is a hothead. You know, he's like, give me the suit, give me the chance, put me in, coach. He's got that type of mentality, and I feel like you can't really show Spider-Man without showing how he fails and how he screws up. And I think Homecoming does a good job about showing him, you know, fucking up with Tony Stark basically taking his suit and being like, you don't deserve this. If you think you need this suit, you are nothing. You shouldn't be a part of the Avengers.
Oh yeah, all that time in that last battle scene, he didn't have the actual suit.
Yeah. That's
He
the
had
reason
fucking
why.
homemade suit.
That's the reason why Tony was like, all right, you got guts, kid. Like, you know,
Yeah.
even though, you know, without the suit, you still are a hero. And he's a hero throughout the entire movie. He's very hot-headed, and he wants to, not really hot-headed, he's very,
I feel like he didn't think things through completely.
yeah,
He's
It's
a
like
he's a
kind of like
kid.
just go,
He's
go,
a
go.
kid.
Yeah, he's a kid, and that's basically the whole, you know, storyline of Spider-Man: Homecoming. It's like he's a kid from Queens who, you know, he wants to do something good in the world, and this one chance he has with the Stark internship, you know, he doesn't want to screw that up. And when he screws it up, it actually shows his true colors. He gets everything taken from him, and then he finds out that his girlfriend's dad is the guy he's been pitted up against
Fucking
the whole
Vulture.
movie.
that was good. I did like that. That
So-
twist,
That surprised me.
That was a big twist. I did like that.
Yeah, it
I
was.
did enjoy that.
Yeah, I love.
I didn't like that they called it Homecoming because the hell did Homecoming have to do with that entire movie? Like
They
he
had
was there for
Homecoming dance.
yeah, but he was there for 3 seconds. Then he turned around and left.
Yeah,
I think they just needed some kind of title, and that was something
Yeah.
they tied it to.
It get-
But, like, I mean, I'm
Well,
Well,
not
I
mad
think it
at
also
that.
downplayed what was going on because literally the reason I didn't see it is I thought it was going to be some gay Spider-Man drama about
That's what I
how
thought
he
they
wanted
should
to
do.
go to Homecoming.
To be honest,
So
when
I
heard
didn't
the
watch
title
it.
of the movie. I was
Like-
like, what the
But they should have
why
called it
did
the
they do that?
Spectacular. If they would have called it the Spectacular Spider-Man. I mean, like I'm not bashing the title. I'm just
they
saying like
still could. The
Homecoming-
next movie could
Homecoming
be
had
called that.
nothing to do with that entire fucking movie. Like,
Maybe it was because it wasn't like it was a Spider-Man movie, but at the same time it was like the beginning of Spider-Man, so they didn't want to like give it that like title, like the spectacular
Yeah.
type.
I didn't
Spider-Man,
watch
like,
it. Did
give
they
that,
bring
like-
the daily? Did they bring the newspaper
No.
back? That's
No.
not bad.
No.
No.
He's like a high school kid.
I failed. Yeah.
He's a Stark internship now, and that's just him like literally like going out like trying out the suit, learning it and everything. Like Stark like puts limitations on him and only like gives him like certain amount
Yeah.
of technology and then he
Yeah,
takes it
dude.
off.
Remember that part of the movie where it's like the training wheels protocol?
Yeah,
They try to
yeah.
override. I thought that was funny. Because like once he unlocks that, the AI,
Dude, in the fucking Iron Spider
Yeah.
at the fucking end.
and he
He
turns
wears
it
that
down.
shit in fucking Infinity War.
Yeah, I want to see how that plays out.
Dude, you see him
because-
like land on the fucking thing and then his eyes like beam up, like
Yeah,
glow.
they got blue. He's got blue eyes. That's the Iron Spider suit, or the MCU's version of the Iron Spider suit from the comics, which is basically a high-tech Spider-Man armor that was made for Spider-Man to fight Thanos in the comics, and I think it was the comic book Road to Infinity War. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But Tony made it for him, and they've got it's like it's got the same color scheme as the Iron Man suit, like the red and gold. And he's got these badass like appendages that come out of the back of the suit in the comics, and he looks like an actual spider. Like it's dope, and I think that's the MCU's version of the Iron Spider. It's kind of sad that they don't have the appendages coming out from the back, but I mean,
They might just be hidden.
yeah,
You don't see
yeah,
them.
exactly. They might be like in the suit, you know.
Exactly.
I did like how they put the wings in on Spider-Man Homecoming.
Yeah,
Those wings.
yeah, that's from the comics.
Yeah, that's from like
Yeah,
the
that
very
was always
first
in the
episode.
comics, and I was just like, why didn't they ever put that in?
It was
It was-
in some of the video games.
It was
Yeah,
very,
exactly.
yeah.
But I do get why they didn't, because like the cosmetic appeal, because there are things that that they switched with everybody's suits that's different. You know what I'm saying? I get that, but like I'm glad that they did put it in at this time.
Yeah, it was very subtle, but like real fans of Spider-Man were like, "Yo, that's the
Yeah.
wings he has in the comics that he actually uses to fly." Believe it or not, Spider-Man just doesn't swing from building to building. He actually can fly
They
too.
can glide through the fucking
Yeah.
air. That boy can do anything he fucking wants to.
Because what happens if you run out of buildings to grab onto,
Exactly.
and you're like
In the video
50,000
games,
feet
he
in
would-
the air?
In the video games, he's literally just shooting up into the sky. every
Yeah.
time. And
It's
it's
like,
fucking
it's like he's like attaching to the heavens or something. So it was really cool to see like the little wing, because like if he runs out of buildings to grab onto and he's like 50,000 feet in the air, he can just glide to wherever he's going to. But Phase 4, I think what they're gonna do, they're gonna set up a lot of these new characters that are coming in, like T'Challa, Black Panther, and Spider-Man,
They make
and
another Spider-Man. They have to.
Falcon, and Ant-Man, all these characters that have, joined the MCU kind of like mid to like late in it. They what?
They need another.
Okay, we talking about it.
I mean, but like still.
This man over here.
Plug the merch.
Unusual clothing.
Ooh.
US.
Ooh.
Hey, don't forget any names now. Go ahead. Go ahead.
T'Challa's so hot.
Shout out to Nathan McDonald. I know you're probably watching this. So shout out to you.
Use that way we can get into the whole music.
All right. Shout out to Gabe Welch.
Thank you.
Yeah. Can't shout yourself
We
out.
talking
Yeah, I can't shout myself out, but I'm glad you did.
Yeah,
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, is
They
anyone
don't really
watching
get into
this?
music next.
Is that checked
You're
and
supposed
no
to be
one's
watching
How
it.
long have we been going?
I checked like several times and no
I
one.
only got
It
like
doesn't
15
matter though, because some people might watch it
A
later.
lot of people watch it later. We got like something like 45 views.
Yeah, yeah.
So
All right. So next thing we can talk about Valentine's Day. What did you guys do for Valentine's Day?
What did I do?
You know, none of us did.
You hung out with Kurt.
Did
Yeah.
I?
Yeah, it was on your story.
Oh,
Little
I
romance.
was wondering I did the Euro.
Ooh.
The Euro tramp.
How is he, Lola?
He's good.
that was one day.
I ain't seen him in a minute.
What'd you do?
Wait, Valentine's Day was Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
Was it?
So,
Yeah.
It was Tuesday.
I don't even remember, man.
I went to.
I don't even know when I got back.
I'm glad I'm not still in a relationship because I would have totally forgot about Valentine's Day.
All right.
I hate
I'm so
Valentine's Day.
lonely.
I don't even know what to think. I hate it. I don't know. I never liked Valentine's Day when I was in a relationship, or even now that I'm not. So I just don't. I don't know. I just don't like it. I guess. I'm just whatever.
I would have totally forgot about it if I didn't see bitches talking about it on like Instagram, like all these social media. It's like, I'm lonely.
I'm
I
so-
need a Valentine.
You're like, shut up.
I don't know.
I don't even like Valentine's Day. Like, so it's a day. It kind of reminds me of like 420 in a sense. So it's a day to celebrate loving somebody so you're just gonna love them more by buying them gifts. Same with like 420. So you smoke weed all the time, so there's a day to celebrate smoking weed by smoking weed. So you're just doing the same thing. It's just a holiday for it. Honestly, that's my opinion on Valentine's Day.
Real stoners
It's
don't
like-
care about 420.
Yeah, like
like I don't
well,
care.
I'm just
about
saying, like that's like the concept I feel like Valentine's Day is. It's like you're doing the same thing. You're just buying gifts. It's just special. You're just getting a heart-shaped box with heart-shaped chocolates. Like it's no big deal.
You're saying like you don't need
Isn't
a day.
420 hit?
You're saying like you don't need a day to show that you love someone.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, exactly.
The
Exactly.
real-
Howard, say that again louder.
You don't need a day to show someone that you love someone because I mean, if you're dating someone, you obviously love them.
Exactly.
Yeah,
The
And same thing for weed. You don't need a day just to show that you like smoking weed.
Mhm.
The
If you
people
do
who
that.
be fucking real about it, or the people who like go out their fucking way, like fucking like June, like fucking the 24th, to like go and buy fucking
Yeah, I know.
their girl flowers or some
Like,
shit.
well, no, it's like,
Like,
I mean, I get the flowers.
if you're
because
serious
flowers,
about it,
you know, flowers is nice, like whatever, buy a girl flowers.
I've
whatever.
never bought a girl flower.
But like chocolates, like
Chocolate.
chocolates. Like are you like
hear that New York coming out.
the stupidest?
That's what
like,
I-
Don't you know
Chocolate.
chocolates? But seriously, but like what?
Don't you know bitches are allergic to chocolate?
Yeah, like
Don't you know that?
Some sort of laxative.
no, like, but if you do buy someone chocolates, like I feel like personally, I feel like that's like an easy way out. Like buying a girl chocolates, like here you go. Like if you're gonna do Valentine's Day, you gotta go all out.
I gotta be honest.
You gotta be Jim Halpert. You gotta be Jim Halpert for Valentine's Day. You can't just be getting a box of
I gotta be honest.
I think
Chocolate
you're
never
saying
helped me
what
out
you
the
did, what you
doghouse.
No, I'm saying you gotta go all out. Like you can't just like it's Valentine's Day. If you're gonna like, don't buy a box of chocolates because
Every time I was in the shit with my girl, bro, chocolate never got me out of the doghouse.
exactly.
I don't know
What
what
does
you're talking
chocolate do?
about. It's not like an easy way out.
It's candy. Like buy a Kit Kat bar and give it to him. Like come on.
I don't remember what I did.
At least buy the
But I
bitch
had
like a
girlfriend.
mason jar or something.
I think I just
Like,
did.
why?
Something neat.
Why would you need a mason?
Paint something for the bitch. I don't know.
Painting.
Yeah, do something fucking creative.
Yeah.
Like, make something.
Don't just give him like a
Show
box
something
of
that you
chocolates.
actually care.
Okay, Forrest what Gump. happened to fucking elementary school when you used to make that pretty little box? Just
Yeah,
so
yeah, and
your
then
little
stick the
fourth
Valentine's
grade
Day.
crush would come over and give you a
snap.
sweet
Yeah, I
tart.
remember that.
You remember that shit? Yeah.
Sweet tart.
Yeah. I remember that. Gabby Crothers came over and gave me a sweet tart. I was like, oh, you trying to fuck? You know what I mean? I was laying on the moves back in fourth grade.
But yeah, the Valentine's Day was too much.
It was whatever. to me.
I mean, it was mostly positive because Frank dropped a new track. He dropped Moon River.
I haven't heard it yet. What's it sound like?
Sounds
Sounds
fucking.
Can
amazing.
you hum it for me?
It sounds sad as shit. Actually.
Go ahead and hum it.
It's
so
basically
relaxing.
the song is a cover. It's not an original. It's a cover from Audrey Hepburn's Moon River in Breakfast at Tiffany's.
I haven't heard it.
It's
You haven't seen Breakfast at Tiffany's either.
it's a love song.
Culture, maybe.
I mean, I just don't watch a lot of movies, to be honest with you.
It's definitely a love
I
song.
don't either. So.
I'm more of a series kind of person.
I never finished it.
I watch a
I've yet to
series. I
finish
don't really
it.
watch
But it's
a lot
like
of
it's one of
movies.
the greatest movies, dude.
You watch American Vandal.
American Vandal was
Dude.
amazing.
Baby farting.
Baby party. I didn't-
We're gonna prank
Way
call
back
I
boys.
didn't draw
the Wayback Boys. We should start a
Oh, with my
campaign
girlfriend.
against the Wayback Boys.
No,
dude. we should start a campaign.
This is baby farting. We do that shit anyway when we go out together. So
Yeah.
might as well record it and get some views, make some money.
Those guys are total idiots. That's what our old
100%.
classmates think. anyway.
100%.
100%.
100%.
100%.
So did you get a hand job from what's her name?
Sarah Pearson?
Sarah Pearson.
Oh,
100%.
Oh, 100%.
100%. What was his name? Alex Trimboli. The one that-
Trimboli.
He looks like a mix between Grayson Wolf and Zeke Young. It's
Oh.
like Alex Trimboli.
Feels really good.
I think we should wrap it up on that point.
Oh,
I think we should wrap it up on that point. So yeah. If you enjoy what we're doing, support the cause. You know, like, subscribe, tell your friends what we're doing, get the message out. And you know, if you're interested in our clothes, keep an eye out because we'll be showing y'all more designs, and we'll have an actual. We had a website, but it was the
Yeah,
dark
what happened to it?
it was the dark ages for a while, so we had to you know, our buddy who managed the website had to cut the plug, so we had to do what had to be done
Alright, to the website.
for the best, but
But we're bringing
sadly,
it back. Go
because
ahead.
it was a sick ass website, but we'll be back.
It was a sick ass website.
Is that it?
And if you Jordan, our friend Mason, don't ask for him to be on the podcast.
Yeah, because I'm not
Ever again.
I'm
Ever.
never.
Ever again. Do
Ever.
what's best. just
Alex,
Forget about it.
okay,
Yeah.
Mason.
Alex, we might be bringing you back next
I'm a
week.
jailbird. You don't
Alright.
want me on here.
You're leaving back on me dead silent.
In jail. You don't want me on here.
Thank you guys so much.